I thought that was a photo. So I just wanted to bitch while I was here. I have a problem again. I had this really weird dream last night. Our grandparent has some sort of blood disease. My parent has some sort of blood disease. And I'm contracting a blood disease. That was my scary dream last night. And the dream was, whenever someone visits my grandparent, they're drinking half recycled water and getting a portion of a blood disease. Or my parent has fornicated somehow and gotten a blood disease themselves. So either way, the scary dream was pretty much on the tone of what I would think when I go to bed sometimes, because I have realized that I'm getting a lot more menstrual cycles every month, which is a gross thing to say, but and I'm convinced that it's a sign of something unhealthy, and possibly my parent a while back said, I'm not going to cook, we're not going to have meals together, as part of some sort of sudden rule, after she seemed to be sexually active or visiting friends. And I thought, maybe that's to protect me from something, but she's forgotten about that rule, and we've been sharing cooking meals. And I'm just hoping that, and she even sucks on her finger or puts something in her mouth and doesn't wash her hand, continues to cook the meals, possibly spreading some sort of salivary germ. And I'm thinking I better not be contracting something from these meals, because I'd be very upset. In the past, I have had menstrual cycle more than once in a month, but that was when I was a teenager. And that was before I got only very short menstrual cycles for a time during a pro-exercise period. But at the moment, I have 2 a month. Both last around 1 to really 2 weeks now. And so I'm literally losing blood for almost a whole entire month, except for 4 days break, so I'm a little bit worried. So that's one of my worries, and enhanced by a dream that I had last night. Another one of my worries is that I'm living with the wrong person, and I'm not enjoying it. They're 30 years older than me. They expect me to be the same age as them, and we're just not. We never have been. And today I overheard them say, I've only got 2 kids instead of me. 3 kids. So I'm a little bit upset once again that before she's, disregarded herself as my parent in particular, and wanted to break off the relationship with me to go be the parent of 2 kids in a previous fantasy of where we had troubled times, and she stopped communicating with me. So it could be a break off. I'm not her kid because I'm so poor and I'm not doing financially well like everyone else. But one of my other siblings, I'm not convinced that they're a millionaire or anything, so I don't see what the problem with not having a huge amount of money is. But I always feel like I'm getting whipped, a big backlash from something. I don't even know what it is most of the time. I've been called, ugly, and I have to say, I hate you, I just hate you, and I'm like, well, that's too bad, So for some reason, I don't know, something about me, I'm getting this wicked backlash, and it's like, whenever a huge argument flares up, it's like suddenly, oh, I hate you. I always have. I always will, and stuff. And I'm like, well, what the hell? I talk to you for over an hour every day, and I'm getting this kind of backlash. Why on earth am I bothering talking to you? Why am I living with you? I really should have moved out when I moved in, pretty much. But today I overheard, oh, I've only got 2 children. And I'm a little bit worried about that because I'm living with this creep who only has two kids. And I'm like, what the hell? You don't get 3, me. Why am I the only person including myself in this family? Sort of thing. So, I don't know if it's in the back of their minds that I'm just to being an exclusion. They're just not breaking a relationship up. If they said, go away, I don't want to know you, I'd be like, fine, I'll just go by myself. I'm still poor, but I'll go by myself, and not talk to you. So I'm upset in a major way, and I just want to leave. Plain and simple. I don't want to get a blood disease because they're sucking their fingers while they're freaking cooking. Especially, at a time of COVID where they're, generally distressed about having some disease every other week, I don't know what to do. I don't have anyone to talk to either because everyone's like, oh, for some reason I'm particularly bad. I'm particularly awful. Particularly bad looking. I'm not the worst looking person in the world. And I don't have the worst personality in the world, And if anyone says I swear too much, they're over-exaggerating a one-off swear period, where I'm saying, a word that isn't even starting with the letter F, So, my last swear period was saying the word bloody, like, oh, I hate this bloody vacation, and now we have to go to this bloody event, sort of thing, in a casual conversation with someone I know, and another sibling, really, and I'm like, why on earth am I so bad? What is this thing that I'm this extra bad person, and I have pretty much the same personality as everyone else does in my family, but for some reason I'm getting this big pile of crap put on me, and I don't know what it is. No one ever celebrated a cake with me for having had put my weight up to an extreme amount where they should feel comfortable seeing me. No one thinks I look good. They just think I look good when they thought I was anorexic. But I wasn't ever anorexic. I was just, doing exercise every day. My body was in good shape. I wouldn't say the best because, I've been dropped by medaline ages ago for being too fat, but a good shape, better than this shape. And still no one's cutting me a cake that I put on weight after badgering me for a good 10 years of being too thin. And, when I'm too thin, I'm rat-like and look too skinny and I'm ugly. And now that I'm fat, I'm like, oh, I'm still ugly. So I'm like, what the hell? And I don't think I look 100% ugly. I just know that in a picture, I look overweight, really overweight. I have been improving my weight, I believe. I don't have a scale or anything, but I was taking a video of me today, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just look so overweight. I've got these huge chests and huge amounts of fat everywhere. But that doesn't surprise me. I'm not upset about my weight, really, because it's pretty much my fault for not having done the correct amount of exercises for a long time. And while changing my diet back to, those old pro-calorie diets, are you just eating whatever you like? So that killer combination kind of really stooged up my weight a lot. But I'm just wondering I'm feeling very uncomfortable living with people who hate me on the inside. They don't show it every day, just only once every while. Like, so far in the past 2 years, 3 arguments where they've exclaimed, "I hate you, why can't you leave?" And they didn't combine that with "why can't you leave?" That was my ad lib. But they really hate me. I think really on the inside somehow they hate me. I must be a loser. But I'm not really listening to most people most of the time. I don't care if I come off as a loser. I think I still have a bit of credibility. And when I was growing up, I had no smarts at all. And I'm not saying I'm a straight A student, but I do have the ability to learn. And I was always being thrown off as being too stupid to learn things, rather than have them realize, oh, I'm actually pretty intelligent in some sort of way and stuff. So I'm always being slammed down for something. And I don't like living with the person who thinks I only have 2 kids. It means I'm still on this stupid level where they're wanting to exclude me, and I'm leaning on someone. I can't stand it when they come out of the cupboard with, "Oh, I only have 2 kids. What about me?" sort of thing. Why on earth? I mean, no one in my family is so good looking that I should be this ugly toad hanging on the end. And so I don't know what it is. It's just some sort of favoritism game. A new game for them to put on their chessboard. I don't know. But I'm wanting to leave. And I want to leave in a good way. I want to leave to live in a place that I can own, but I do not have a job. I don't have any income right now. I got $50 coming a week, maybe $100 if I'm lucky. But for some reason, I'm not getting those jobs too. So that's making it doubly hard for me. Having to start again when you're over 30. You're not, directly the first person any employer wants to employ. So I'm waiting for my lucky job, my lucky chance to get in a job where everyone says, "Oh, we didn't even interview you. We just, did something on the phone or the internet, and suddenly you're in." Because they're just giving away jobs really that way. So, rather than you do a formal interview and them choosing the best candidates out of, 10, 20 people. So, that's how I'm getting my jobs. And I do not know what my next one's going to be. I need to get over my mental scared of distrusting certain companies just because I think they have a history of some sort of corruptness, but I have to hold myself to any employer to get any kind of job which I can do. So, and it's tough to do that when everyone thinks they're low for you. But I do it, I hold my breath. I do it most of the time, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I really have a mental scare and I can't move, but most of the time I do, like 95% of the time. But when I overheard that today, I was like, this person doesn't want me living with them. I don't want to live with them. I hate Karina being around. It makes me feel like I should stay to keep myself safe. I don't even know what state I want to live in anymore with Karina around. I mean, I want to say I want to base myself in, say, Victoria, but with them doing so bad with Karina, well, I'd be stupid to want to go there now. Maybe I should stay here, where I have new friends, but I'm getting jobs okay, well, at a higher level, not so much social stigma against me. But wait, there's a surprise, there's always been a social stigma. I didn't expect you to stay here forever. So So I want to leave again. I want to leave. What can I say? I want to leave. I don't want to live with people who don't appreciate me. I feel like they shouldn't know me. And I want to go on this ridiculous venture to waste $3,000 on a stupid business idea which may or may not give me my money back and or profits. But I would just want to do it just to say, I did it, give myself a chance. And questionable the result. Is it a scam or is it real? I wouldn't do it. But I don't want to waste my money and say, I need $3,000. And I don't want to do it and commit myself to it, but I'm gonna get a bloody $1,865 per month fine that I have to pay for a numerous amount of years. So I'm needing to earn over that amount each month, or I'm losing my money. Like, seriously, like nothing. So it doesn't help that I have this invisible fine that's yet to be deciphered whether or not I'm actually going to be charged or not. So I still have that on the rings too. So if I commit myself to this $300 a month fine debt that I'll accumulate because of a new business association, and combine that with the $1,860 fine that I'm going to be fined every month, that's $2,100, say, each month that I'm going to be losing together. On the upside, this business venture, if it worked, it can get me money and independence. On the bad side, if it doesn't work, I'm going to be screwed out on my money until it does work. So I'm really caught. I'm caught up between a bunch of ridiculous notions. Wanting to leave, wanting to earn money. But I think I should do this business venture. I know it's a lot of money, but I want to do it just in case it can earn you money. And then I can be independent. Doesn't matter if I do work or not. But I don't know. I don't know if it's real or not. Most internet-based business aren't real. And I'm like going, I need something, man. These 1 to 2 month jobs in a year is not gonna get me my independence from some creep who doesn't even want to recognize me as a kid, or who harbors bad feelings against me, despite the fact that I'm perfectly nice to them, and and it boils on the inside until they decide to explode it and tell me, they forget all the conversations we have, they just hate me. I hate your personality. I hate everything about you. And you're like, well, there's not much to like after you hate so much. Maybe you shouldn't know me at all. They definitely shouldn't know me. I shouldn't be living with anyone. And I'm just like going, they don't want to teach me to drive even. They're not interested in anything. Like, I can't even I can't even look forward to something, make a plan and or anything. I'm just slumped until I have enough money to go. Really. So as you can see, I'm a little bit upset. I don't really know what to think about that, but I'm thinking I want to leave. And I'm also thinking I should try this joint business venture, just in case it's able to earn you money, because that's one thing I don't have that I've always needed, that's always stopped me from leaving everyone. I never had a half-decent job to support me, and I'm struggling with money. So I don't know. I mean, it could be a scam. Could lose my savings, just a portion of it, not the whole thing. And I have to start again from $32,000 instead of 35 and growing up to 40. The more money I get, someone's going to pop out their head and say, except for who I'm living with, they're not really reacting to money so much, but they know I don't really have any. But the last people I lived with before them, they were reacting like they didn't want me to have any money. Push her out, make her independent, make her use that money so she never has any. And that's what's put me in financial difficulties in the first place. So, sorry. Yeah, but when it comes into my face, I'm thinking in my mind I shouldn't be here. And it's not that the place is too good for me, it's just a mangy old place they got for inherited. It's just the fact that I don't want to give someone company, top quality company, when they don't appreciate me as a person. And the only thing they have to say after more than 1,000 hours of conversation, of perfectly good, polite conversation, is, I hate you. Yeah, more like over 100,000 hours of conversation. So, as you can see, I'm in my little fix again. I want to leave, I can't because of financial difficulties, and that little point of corona isn't helping anything. So, I'm a little bit unhappy today.